Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video we are here. That was I started my intro there. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video we are here for Takopi's Original Sin, the finale of the entire show. 6 episodes, and that is it. This is honestly giving Orb a run for its money for my anime of the year. I don't care what people say about the fact that Orb is much longer and much more consistent of a show. The impact this show has had on me, the discussions that have been had around it, the divisiveness, I always get those two words mixed up. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, the differing opinions when it comes to the show, the discussions it has spurred upon, Word choice. The discussions this show has created and all the above has been nothing short of absolutely phenomenal, and even if this finale were to be literal dog shit, bear with me. Even if this finale were to be literal dog shit that doesn't take away from the great things this show has done, it will take my rating down for it a good bit if this finale is just, it drops the ball entirely. I don't think it will, but even if it does, those episodes that we had, last episode, episode 4, episode 3, I mean, every episode of this show has been absolutely phenomenal, especially episode 4. That even last episode with its twist and everything like that. Episode 4 with Ozma is still one of my favorite, I think my favorite anime episode of 2025. Even with the twist and all the crazy shit that went on last episode, the emotional crying of episode 3, episode 4 is my favorite episode of the show, and it will stand to be as such. Also, just putting this out there, I will probably be watching the full version of the opening and the full version of the ending. I'll be listening to the opening for the first time. I've listened to the full ending like once or twice. I've never listened to the full version of the opening, and I'll be doing it with lyrics as well, as I really want to get all that. I'm probably going to do that as soon as I'm done here, or what I'll probably do is I'll finish this recording, edit it for YouTube, and then do the opening and ending video. So you can expect that sometime today after whenever this comes out. I do also have Call of the Night to do, so I don't know when that's gonna happen. I got a lot to figure out. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. I'm so excited for this finale. It's actually a shorter episode. Apparently a lot of people were predicting it to be longer, but it is a shorter finale than actually all the episodes so far have been. I think only episode 2 was also 22 minutes. But yeah, let's dive into this. So much going on. Go watch the previous reactions if you really want me to dive into all that. I'm sure I'll get into it all here once the episode gets started, but the twist last episode, Ozma showing up at the end of the episode. Let's see how this is gonna go. Per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord, links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, talk about current and past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncuts to all my reactions, so feel free to check out either of those of your own will. Without further ado, straight into Takopi's Original Sin, the finale. I will say, one thing I am going to add to, like, I don't think Shizuka ever is innately this, like, evil, manipulative person. I think she was pushed, mentally shattered in its entirety, and I tossed out many different theories for how Shizuka could be, but I want to denounce this one first, as it was one of the theories I tossed out. Even if I said I don't think she's like that, I want to come out and fully denounce it, because I thought about it some more. Logically speaking, the only time we've seen Shizuka do manipulative actions or things like that is after all the shit with Marina happened. After her dog dies and her mind, like, shatters, that's only when the manipulative stuff starts, and you could think of it as a defense mechanism for her to cope with the fact that her dog is gone. She's just using what she has seen her mom do to get what she wants, to get her dog back, the only thing that's keeping her in this fucking realm in the first place. So I'm just really hoping that this is not going to go down the route in this episode where she's going to go gut her family. That's a terrifying prospect. But yeah, we'll see where this goes in this episode. Now let's go. I had to toss that out there because that theory logically doesn't make any sense. It is a child pushed to their absolute limits, just doing anything to cope with their environment, and she just happens to use what her mother, like, manipulative-wise happens to use the things she's learned from watching her mother, and then when it comes to, like, killing people and, like, killing Takopi killed Marina. And so in her mind, if it is to achieve a goal, just kill somebody. Like, her mind is clearly gone. She's not herself right now, and the clearest showcasing of that is if you go back to, like, episode 1, when she first met Takopi, she offered him her bread. She was nice, and that was not in a manipulative sense. She was genuinely just nice, like telling him it's not so bad these days and things like that. I genuinely believe those were just nice moments, like, genuinely. So we'll see how it all plays out in this episode, though. Let's go. Yeah, it's time for Shizuka's backstory. I knew it. After last episode, I said Shizuka is the one we know the least about at this point. It's time to learn about her. Time to learn about what happened with her parents. Chappie is a little puppy. Yep. Damn, that dog is her everything, man. Aww. For a dad who wouldn't leave. What was it I truly wanted? Damn. Takopi floating in the opening on the clock is crazy. The level of foreshadowing in this opening is nuts. Wow. Can Takopi go back further in time? He was kind of banned from his home planet. He can't go use that clock again, and his spaceship is broken. So I don't know if Marina's ever going to be able to come back alive. So I don't know what kind of ending we're heading towards here. If it's going to be a tragedy or a good one. Azuma showing up at the end of last episode really gives me hope for a possible good ending, but I don't know. Can it really be a good ending with the fact that Marina was murdered? I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're talking about time travel shit. Oh, she was gone when I woke up. So she did not kill Takopi, she knocked him out. With that rock, she hit him and he woke up and then she was gone. So then he came back here, after he remembered everything. I just can't. Yeah. This is the last. Oh, is he going to prison? Is he going to juvie? I would imagine. Jesus. He's just saying he's not going to prison or anything like that. He's not going to juvie or whatever. He just needs to stay out of shit. I don't want you to go anywhere. Because it's for the good of the family. I really love how Takopi is just outwardly saying he does not understand. I really like that, because before he would just make assumptions. He would just assume shit constantly. He would assume that this is why this person's feeling this way. This is what's causing this. They're having fun. He would just assume things constantly, but now he's constantly questioning, constantly being, I don't understand. I'm not smart enough to understand this world and nuance and things like that. And if we go to the very end of the last episode, Takopi started discovering what the fuck nuance even is with the way that he started questioning. He was like, I gotta kill Shizuka, but then he was like, but wait, Marina did all those awful things to Shizuka as well. Yeah, there's so much nuance in this world, and Takopi's finally realizing it. Because she's also a victim. You know she's also a victim. Everybody's victims here. That's the whole point of the story. You want to see these people smile because they are victims in their own right, even if they have done something bad, which all of them have. Even Azuma has done something objectively bad when he helped Shizuka hide the body. But it is there is reasoning behind it and trauma behind it, and it doesn't mean they shouldn't be held responsible for their actions, even though Azuma is the one person I'd be like, he's fine, he should be let off the hook. Even if they should be held responsible for their actions, you still want to see them smile because you know what they've gone through, you know the hardships and the awfulness that they've gone through that led them to do the actions that they did, and you want to see them have a brighter future. You want to see them come out on the other side better people. You want to see them happy on the other side as better people. And once again, with the whole thing with this story, this would be so much different if it wasn't kids. If this was adults doing the shit that they're doing, it would be so much different. I would not have anywhere near as much remorse for the shit going on. But this is like 9 and 10-year-old kids. They have their lives are just beginning, and they've already gone through so much awful shit. They deserve a second chance. And I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. I do not agree. I do not agree with a single person who says Marina deserved death. I just don't. I don't agree with it at all. And she hurt me. Yeah, Takopi learns nuance, man. Also, they talked about Sin last episode. We still didn't know, it wasn't clarified exactly what Takopi's original sin is. You can make some assumptions, like was it him going back to his home planet? Was it him not helping Marina? You don't really know exactly what his original sin is, but you can make some assumptions. I feel like we might get clarification on exactly finally what his original sin is. How can she be a good girl when she's also so bad? Yeah, man. These are just poor, traumatized kids. And here's Azuma to tell you how it is. That's yes. I'm the stupidest. Don't be too hard on yourself, kid. I love the stars in his eyes. I love it. It's no longer hearts or anything like that. And before it was only one star in his eye. I'm sure there's some broader symbolism on exactly what the stars are supposed to mean, but in its most barest sense, it is Azuma has come out on the other side smiling. Not, he hasn't really smiled, but going with the metaphor that I was trying to get with earlier, he has gone through all the shit and he has come out on the other side better because of Takopi. Very, not on purpose, but Takopi being here and affecting his life actually led him to having a genuine conversation with his brother and turning his life around from how badly it would have ended up otherwise. You're kind. I love how his tears are stars, and I know you meant it because you're too stupid to lie. So good, so good. Oh, is this? I don't know. Is it fixed? That would be. I don't think this story would go. That'd be such a like easy way to. I feel like that'd be such an easy cop out. Would to be like, oh yeah, I cleaned up your camera. It's fixed. Just, I hope that's not the route we're going down because that feels kind of goofy. Suppress myself. Saving her in the way that you did was a mistake. Saving her in general is not a mistake, no. I don't agree with that overall sentiment. But saving her in the way you did by helping her bury the body, that was a mistake. Although I gave him my best shot. Damn, it's the sun? Sun's coming up. He's got actual glasses now because I don't know if I talked about it after episode 4, episode 5, but it was made very clear that like his mom just got him some random glasses. She never got his prescription taken or anything like that. She just got him some random ass glasses from like a fucking a dollar store or whatever the hell, a drugstore or something like that, and gave them to him and never got him new ones. Ever. So now he's probably actually talked to his brother and his brother bought him glasses, because if you go back to episode 4, there is a scene where Junya is talking to Azuma and he says like, look, do you want me to buy you so and so, whatever the hell. He doesn't finish the sentence, but he says something along the lines of like, I don't remember the exact sentence, but it's like, hey, look, I'll get you this or something like that. And he's clearly alluding to glasses because he noticed that Azuma's glasses are no longer good for him, because then it cuts to the scene of him talking about buying a ring with him and his girlfriend. Their eye things change shape. Yep. Final paycheck from work. Did Junya take the fall? I'm very curious if that's what ended up happening. Some people were theorizing about that. Jesus, really? Still left open-ended here, but... Yes. How much time is passing? Oh my god. Holy shit, so much time is passing. We're going through seasons. What has been going on with Shizuka since in that time? Oh man. Could this be going down the route where Takopi is gonna go back to before all this occurred? Like he's gonna go back home and then use the time machine to go back and correct everything with a deeper understanding of what's going on in human nature and things like that. I think this Tokyo, 2 young girls missing. Did Shizuka actually take her father's daughters and get them? Oh dear god. A cry of grief, give us our daughters back. The truth behind the kidnapping case. Voices of relief as the 2 missing girls found safe. A girl behind the incident. Was it done by a mother and daughter after being abandoned? The mysterious disappearance of the Yamashita family. Did she actually kidnap the daughters and then they got them back somehow? So many questions about what that alludes to. Hello there, Shizuka. Got all the happy gadgets. Oof. That right eye. Is she blind in that eye? Oh my god. She's still on that one track mindset to find him. Oh my god, she did get them, didn't she? But they said they found the daughters. But did it say... Because wasn't it a cry of relief? Yeah, voices relief as the 2 daughters are found. But wouldn't she have gutted them to find... Did something maybe... Because she just said I gotta gut them too. Look inside the stomachs of the staff too? Or did she use the tools to look inside of them? I have no idea. Because it'll make me sad too. Oh my... He did do that. That was shitty. Jesus, the most emotion we have literally ever heard out of her, I think. Interesting, when mom didn't come home. Oh my god, she grabbed another fucking rock. They all say I stink, but where do I stink? God, clearly so many things here. Just the notebook missing, mom stopping coming home, saying she smells. Jesus. When I couldn't see dad whenever I wanted. What should I have done when nobody turned up to school on Parents' Day? I never got mad at me about Chappie barking too loudly. I should have done when an adult asked, are your parents home? But no one was. Oh, man. I think I was going to talk about it earlier. Bad point to interject. I'm going to go back and get this whole scene again. But I was thinking about it. The sentence that Azuma told Takopi, that good people or kind people can be good and bad at the same time. I think that was the line. That is so fucking true. A good person can do bad things. A good person at heart can do bad things, and does that forgive what they do? Absolutely not. But a good person at heart who has gone through shit and things like that, especially when they're a kid like this and they're so impressionable, because no matter what anyone says, kids watch their parents like fucking hawks. What their parents do will inflect upon how the kids act so heavily, like to an insane degree. And so if the parents are being bad, that innately will probably lead to the kid not doing such great things as well. And I'm going on a tangent here, getting away from the original point, but I just really like that message. I was just thinking about it some more, and I really think that sums up this show as a whole. Like, these kids, none of them are innately bad people. Like, Shizuka helped Takopi when she first found him. She's been going through so much shit. She cared and loved her dog so deeply, but then her dog was taken and killed, and her mom's never home. I mean, just so many things boiled over, bullying at school, all the above, that it just broke her. And this is the first time we've ever seen her just overwhelmingly just spout and just like vent about all the awful shit that has happened to her over time. Well, maybe she didn't need to beat Takopi with a rock while doing it, but she is, for the first time ever, actually venting the issues that she has. And then you go to like Azuma. Azuma is an incredible kid who made a bad decision to do a bad thing because of what was going on, because of where his mental was at, because of so many factors playing to that. I could dive so deeply into that again, but that's just repeating the same shit. And then you got even Marina. You look at her home situation, you look at how she was a good kid until the things that happened with her parents happen. And the biggest takeaway you can have from this story is what Takopi said to her last episode, in the scene where she's like, oh, so you're where she's doing something, and then Takopi says like, oh, so you're just doing what your parents did, right? Like it was I don't remember the exact line, but it was something like that. And Marina just stops in her fucking tracks, just dumbfounded at what Takopi just said, because it couldn't be more right. Marina, in the way that she abuses people, calls them names, the way she would call Shizuka parasite and things like that, she picked that up from her parents. Shizuka, in the way that she manipulated Azuma, picked that up from her mother. And then Azuma, all the above, you know, his yearning for being needed and being perfect and achieving things, and his need for approval from his mother obviously stems from his mother. And I don't know, I've been going, this tangent's all over the place. I'm sorry, I've gotten really all over the place with this, but there's just so much to say about the core message of this show, and I just feel my heart breaks when I think about what all these three kids have gone through. The awful shit they have done should not be forgiven. That's not what I'm trying to say, but at the same time, these are kids. We're talking 9 to 10. It's a lot different than if an adult was doing it, and their home situations and all the above. Like, I think it's the bottom line. I said this all the way back in like episode 1 or 2 when we were talking about Marina. Understanding is not condoning or forgiving. I think is a great way to look at everything that's gone on that has gone on in this show. Understanding is not condoning or forgiving what has occurred. I don't know, that tangent got all over the place, but I just really like that message that Azuma was the one to tell Takopi people can be good and bad at the same time. The worst person ever can make a good decision once in a blue moon, or do a good deed once in a blue moon, and a incredibly good and kind-natured and an amazing person can make a bad decision or do a bad thing to somebody, or just in general once in a blue moon. That's called being human. I don't know, like I said, sorry, that tangent got all over the place. Thoughts are all over the place. I just have a lot to say about the core message of this show, because I love it. It's incredible. Also, it's very interesting to know, because this shows here that even with that rock that she had that she beat Takopi with, it's not like she could kill him. Clearly, he's already very pudgy. I don't even know if she could do anything, but she's hitting him here with a rock. I also think she grabbed a rock that has it's about the same on either side. She's seemingly beating him with the blunt side of it here. So, I mean, one could assume that she's also a child, a very malnourished child at that. There's no feasible way she could kill him. Sorry, there's just no feasible way. Those strikes probably feel like this. Even with a rock, they're not doing much damage. Who should I have talked to about these things? Me! Takopi got hit her with the me. But I get it, yeah. Whew. I don't know. Fuck you. Wow, what a subtitle. Jesus. Second time they dropped the F-bomb in this show. Oh, that was the sharp end of it. He's not going to. It's a happy handshake. Even if he's useless, even if he doesn't know what to do, he still wants to be there with you. Even if he doesn't have a direct solution to all the troubles you're going through, through all the awful shit that you are going through, he wants to be there with you. That is just the complete opposite of useless. And obviously that's where this is going. I had no idea how you felt. I'm glad this such good character growth for Takopi. With everything he's seen and everything he's been told and all the conversations he's had, it's all led to this one big moment here where he's like, I don't know how to help you. I don't. I have no idea, and I'm sorry for just assuming that I could and that I did when I actually had no idea how you truly felt. This is the first time he's ever got her true thoughts. This is the first time she's ever openly vented to him like this before. Ever. For the first time he gets her true thoughts on everything going on in her life and how much she hates all of it, how shitty it feels, and all the above. The first time she's ever been open about that. All the other times she would just be like, it's fine, or whenever she's brushing off Ozma or something like that, it's nothing, nothing's gonna change anyway or anything. She's never openly vented to anybody before. And all that comes back around to Takopi finally being like, but I'm gonna be here with you, even if I don't know how you truly felt until now, even if I can't find a solution, I just want to be here. I love it. I'm sorry for pausing again. This is so good. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Takopi finally, after 6 episodes of trauma and torment and all the above, understands that there is so much more to these creatures you call humans than there's never anything ever black and white in a situation ever. People make horrible decisions and they should be held accountable for those horrible decisions, but it's never black and white. There's always something going on. There's a reason behind the decision or things like that, and you don't always get an opportunity to see that reason, and so you're led to believe, oh, it's just a black and white situation. This person did this. Oh yeah, they're a shit person. And in reality, that does happen sometimes. There is just innately flat out evil people out there, but even then you could maybe trace it back to something that happened that led them to be that way, although that's not always the case. But this show is, the message they're trying to convey is that most of the time, I'd say 99.98% of the time, it is so convoluted and messy and nuanced. Nothing is black and white, and you have to try to understand things. You can't just make an objective opinion without attempting to understand everything going on. I love where this has culminated for Takopi's character. I love it. He realizes there's so much more to understanding people. Believe you all by yourself. How much you apologize. It's a little face hug. I was still crying the whole way back. Just let it all out. There's probably years of tears there that haven't come out, that have never flowed. I love it. We're back here, holding hands. This is such a different atmosphere and vibe from the episode 2 thing where they reach out and hold hands. There's just, oh my, it's so good. It's so good. The scene even feels the same in the way that they reach out hands and like grab hands like that. It's in light. It's in a better atmosphere. Oh, I got a coin there. Use only when you were in serious trouble. Did that to get some food because she's clearly homeless at the moment. Oh god, how much time has passed? Oh my god. How little has she eaten and all the above? I mean, she's completely homeless. She can't go back home. Takopi was literally cutting her hair. Interesting. They finish it with a cut of him letting go of her hand. Is that... I'm curious. I wonder if that's supposed to symbolize, like, he just, like, the entire time she was crying, he was there to hold her hand and be with her the whole way as she cried it out. And then, in the end, maybe when she was okay to be kind of let go a little bit, then that's when he lets go of his hand. I don't know if that's what that's supposed to symbolize. We might get more context, or I might be missing something there, but first impression, that's kind of what that feels like. Special gadget I want to show you. Is it functioning? Damn, she has not stopped crying. to when that photo was taken. Okay. One last thing only I can do for you. What? My happy powers. Again, one last time. What? Hold on, hold the fuck on. So as a happy end, he has happy powers, and but if he makes the camera go back in time to that, wouldn't we just revert to the normal timeline? I don't understand how that would solve issues though. And also what? So the ending thing is gonna be he just makes the camera work again, but it is seemingly, I'm assuming this is at the sacrifice of his own life, so I guess it's a little different, but like, I kind of said I wasn't going to be a big fan if that's where they went. I'll let it play out to see how it resolves here, but... Aww. I need you to smile. You find what you truly want. Damn it, in the beginning of the episode she was talking about like what she wants, what does she really want? I think that was her, right? Yeah, what was it I truly wanted? God damn, yep, and he's not there. And she doesn't remember a thing. How does this... Takopi's original sin. Now they put the title again. To all of you in 2016. What the fuck is happening right now? There's no way I'll forget that. Shows Marina-chan. Did I just say today? It's interesting. It's like he's still partially there? Yeah, none of them have any idea what the fuck she's talking about. They're talking about you too, Azuma. Oh, he's gonna need to be... So he's playing games but he won't share, and so I don't know how Takopi's gonna tell him, but the whole thing is like, tell him it's okay to have fights with your brother, cause yeah. Interesting how this is already different, I think, because there's already a star? Huh. I have so many questions about what's going down here. So you're gonna invite Shizuka to come play with him? Interesting. Their paths are totally diverging now. Azuma is not even trying to associate with her. He's going with his new friends instead. That's right, you were always alone. Jesus. And the same was true for you too. Oh my god, the pen, Jesus. How it, oh, because she was drawing him. Because he's now just disappeared entirely out of this reality that he was actually a part of for a little while. Interesting. Very interesting. Because yeah, technically in the class, this was that picture, when that picture was taken, was before Takopi ever went to class with Shizuka. So that's why none of the students knew about it, but Marina having that connection, interesting. Huh. Okay, I'm working through this. Because those drawings of Takopi is because Shizuka had spent a couple days hanging out with Takopi and have just doodled him. What's that? Catastrophically stupid. Yeah, you're staring at it and talking about it a lot. I bet it does something, and it follows you around wherever you go. Yeah, and they're both just reminiscing about the fact that they both knew Takopi. This is very interesting how this is working out. Time shit always gets messy no matter how you twist it, but this is very interesting. This is, So it's like the it's like the opening visuals are kind of coming true, but Takopi is not directly tying them together, although he technically is, but he's not here to do it with like the rope, obviously. But his presence and him existing in this reality is changing it. I'm very curious what made Azuma, what was the disconnect there? Was it like his conversations with Takopi that he had in the other reality? Because Takopi existed in that one, it like innately affected him to not go to Shizuka? I don't know. I have questions about how exactly Azuma's thing unfolded, but I think I kind of get it. In the same way that Takopi is affecting these two here, in the way that Shizuka or Marina was talking about the chameleon plant, or whatever the hell it was called, was talking about that and then realized, what the fuck am I talking about? In the same way Shizuka sees this drawing and now they're both reminiscing about it. And the fact that Takopi, like, she woke up saying, okay, fine, because she was imagining what Takopi was telling her about being late. And so I'm just kind of guessing that Takopi, having existed in this reality, even though he is gone now, seemingly sacrificed himself, it is still like kind of remnants in each of them from the way he affected them. Interesting. I don't quite get how that works, like, functionally wise. Typically there's been an explanation for how everything works in this series, like the happy gadget and everything like that, but then Takopi is just all of a sudden like, oh yeah, I'll just use my power that I guess you have. Maybe you have to have a power to make the happy gadgets function that all Happians have, and he used it, and maybe it's kind of like a life force, like that's what it is. This Happian power is like their life force, and he gave it up to send it back in time, and his life force is still affecting each of them. It just talks instead. That's so fucking good. What the fuck? Oh my god. Even if I think doing the whole camera thing, I'll talk about it more after, but I think doing the whole camera thing is kind of, I'm not a big fan of that being how everything is resolved. He's just like, oh yeah, I'll just give up my life force and the camera's gonna work again. But I do like the message here. Obviously, the series message has always been incredible from the very beginning. It's always been something that I adore. That's one of the best parts about it, is the message it's trying to tell. And I love this. Happiness is born through talking. You'll never understand the person in front of you unless you attempt to talk to them about it. You can't just assume things about people like Takopi did for so long. He assumed he understood. But when he only really understood people when he finally talked to them. He only maybe, and even then he only understood an inkling of what they were going through. Happiness, human bonds, everything of that regard is born through talking to each other, figuring out what makes each other tick, learning about each other, understanding each other. So good. I fucking love this message so much. That's the most important thing. Oh. Well, don't even know why they're crying. Aww. This important promise that I'd forgotten about. Now, talking with you before I left, huh? And feelings you can't ever get back. I just love that because it's like, I know we're like, obviously I'm gonna let the scene play out, that's why I'm going back, but I love this final kind of monologue from talk. Maybe I'll let it play out, then I'll go back over it afterwards, but I'm gonna forget. I have such a terrible memory. What I was going to say is like, I love this whole thing, and it's like, there's so many things I can't do for all of you. I can't fix these I can't change these past traumas that have happened to you, like your family situation, your dad leaving, your mom abusing you. I'm sorry, I couldn't fix these things, these traumas that are happening to you or have happened to you in the past, but what it's about is finding happiness and moving forward to the future, moving forward from these things and growing from them, and it's so good, so good. Even if some of the logistics and how things are playing out in this episode, maybe I'm not the biggest fan of ever, the messaging and the purpose of this story is so important. It's so incredibly important. If you can't look across the table in front of you and talk to the person, I mean, sorry, I'm going on rants. I need to let the scene play out. It's just so good. It's so good. I love it so much. There's nothing I can do for you, but I hope that you... Look at them both just walking away together. There's a piano version of the ED, I think. Oh, they're gonna roll credits like that? There it is. Like I said, I've listened to this ED, I think, twice, maybe. But God. So good. Oh my God, a cut to the future. Are these two like best friends now? She's gotten used to like dodging her or something. Of a rabbit from Saturn. Oh, and she still ends up getting that scar, huh? That's interesting. Yeah, they're both just like, what the fuck? But that's something that Takopi said. Damn. Holy fuck! Oh my God, what an incredible finale. That was, yeah, this, ooh, it's gonna be such a tough pick for me between this and Orb for my anime of the year. What an incredible conclusion to all the above. Just this shot with the two of them. I just love, I think, I still am not the biggest fan of like the whole camera thing where he's just like, oh yeah, I'll just give him my life force and the camera will work. But I'm so happy we got a happy ending. I actually can't even lie. I'm so happy we got a kind of happy ending. It's like the things that happen, the bad things in life are still bad things, but it's about, you know, talking with the person in front of you and moving on from that. There's just there is so many lessons to take from this show, and I think that is an absolutely incredible thing because each and every single one that I could point out feels so profound while simple at the same time, but whichever way you want to look at it, it's so important. It's so good. It's so fucking incredible. Oh my God. And I just love the final messaging there that it's like, Takopi's like, I'm sorry I couldn't do anything for you. Let me go to the very end of that monologue there, because that had a line I wanted to cover. There's nothing I can do, but I hope that you, and you, and you, none of you are alone anymore. So I hope you all reach adulthood together. I just loved it, like, he's saying like I can't do anything for you, But in the end, what changed reality for all three of them was just him existing. All the shit and all the things that they went through, I guess they kind of matter if you pseudo, depending on how you want to look at it, but just Takopi's existence, just the fact that he existed for them, changed their lives dramatically from what they would have been. Like, if you go to the Marina timeline we saw last episode, Azuma was still fucked up, Shizuka tried to kill herself, Marina literally almost got killed by her mother. I mean, all these awful things happened. And then even if you go to the original timeline, Shizuka does kill herself. Takopi kills Marina. I mean, all of that awful shit ends up happening, but just in a reality where Takopi existed for a blip of a time, in a way that he could still somewhat reside in their minds, the fact that he just existed changed reality for the better. And I think that's an incredible lesson here. That's what they were saying earlier. Takopi knew he couldn't innately do anything to help them, but he still wanted to be there, and sometimes that's all it takes. If you can just be there for your peers and the people around you, you can do so much. There's sincerely so many messages you can take away from this show, and I think that's incredible. I like, truly, I don't have enough praises for the story this show was trying to tell. I'm sure there's people out there who wanted this to be like some depressing, awful, horrible ending, and I gotta say, that's not the point. That's genuinely not the point. Good or bad ending is not the point. I guess, no, good ending is the point of this series, because Takopi just existing and being there for them, or literally just existing in this sense, was able to change their lives dramatically. And so good. It's so good, man. Like I said, I have some qualms about how it necessarily went down, but I don't think that it detracts remotely from what I teared up 3 separate times this episode. 3 fucking separate times in a 22-minute episode. That shit got me going big time. I don't think I actually shed any tears. That's kind of rare for me to actually, start bawling, crying, shedding tears. That doesn't happen very often. It happened back in episode 3, and even then it's only like a couple tears most of the time. I don't know why. I just don't cry that much. Like, I don't cry to where tears come out of my eyes that much, but I tear up pretty frequently now. As of late with some of these shows, I do actually tear up a good bit nowadays. That's something that, like, before I started doing reacting 2.5 years ago, I don't think I ever really teared up or cried since I had been like a preteen kid. That was like probably the last time I ever teared up. And then I got into reacting and stuff, and through the media I'm watching, and through the way that I've learned to, read into the media that I'm watching, because that's also not something I used to ever do. The way that I've learned to read into the media that I love, by doing it here in reactions with you guys, I don't want to say I've gained empathy. That's probably not the way to look at it, but through a deeper understanding of things, I've also began to understand my own emotions better, if that makes any sense. Sorry, this is just a tangent about myself, but it doesn't tie into the episode, but I'm just going on a tangent about myself. You guys probably don't care, but the bottom line, doing reactions and everything like that has greatly changed me as a person, and I hope a show like this would maybe help change somebody's mind as well about a lot of things. I came into the show and I left the show with the same opinions. I don't think my outlook on or my ideology on life has changed from this show, but I think this show portrays messages that are incredible. It also helped me further realize my ideologies, I guess is a good way to put it. The messages, the themes, and all the above in this show helped me further my thought processes and help them put them into words in a way that maybe I originally couldn't, or understand them better. And I really hope that is something that happens for a lot of people as well. Maybe a lot of people have these kind of thoughts dormant, but it's not something they ever really think about, when in reality it is such an important thing, especially in a day and age like today's day and age, where we're so isolated from each other. I just love that the message is happiness cannot be achieved unless it's by talking. It's by obviously there's other ways to achieve happiness, but like person to person to achieve happiness, it can't it can't be done without talking to the person in front of you. And I think that's such an important message in today's day and age, where we're so locked behind screens, we never actually see people face to face. And that's something I personally got to work on. I'm not a very social person. I know I yap in these reactions like there's no fucking tomorrow, but you'd be surprised, outside of reactions, I don't talk that much. I'm not a huge, I don't go out of my way. I like to think I'm okay with talking with people. Like, I'm not socially anxious or anything. I don't mean to sound like I'm bragging. Sorry, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. But I can do fine in social situations, but I'm naturally an introverted person who wants to avoid those if possible. I don't go out of my way seeking them out. And if I am in them, I get exhausted really easily, you know, typical introvert shit. And so that's a lesson that I could learn as well, that I need to go out and talk to the people around me, understand the people around me. And you know, I think it's a great way to get people to look at their own relationships with their own peers, their family members, whatever it may be, and maybe not look at it as such a black and white thing anymore. Maybe like the show is trying to convey to you, talk to the people in front of you. That's the only way you can understand. You can't just make assumptions about somebody and then act based off that assumption. And obviously, you know, people can lie and things like that. People are facetious, but the whole point is like having heart-to-heart conversations with someone who's not trying to lie to you is the way to happiness in that relationship or that dynamic. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on about the incredible messages in this episode, but I think I've said my piece. I will say the original sin. I guess the original sin is that he slapped away his mother. He didn't talk to her. He didn't try to talk out the situation with his mother. He didn't try to understand what she was thinking or all of the above, and she, vice versa, didn't try to understand him, but he left before they could have a conversation about what was going on. He made an assumption about, like, I gotta go back to this time and do this thing, and that's the only way to achieve happiness instead of talking it out with his mother there. I really like that. That's, I think, what the original sin is. The original sin is not talking with his mother to figure out what to do in the situation. That's what the original sin is. And I think I'm right on that. Feel free to correct me. But if that is the case, that is incredible messaging. I love that so much. The message is talk to people. That is the bottom line message upon the tons of other messages from the show. And I think that's incredible that Takopi's original sin had nothing to do with Marina dying, had nothing to do with any of the actions he took towards anybody on Earth. It was that he didn't go and talk to his mother to figure out the situation. The bottom line is he didn't talk to his peers around him. He didn't try to understand his peers around them via talking to them. Man, there could be so many things I'm misunderstanding from this episode. There was a lot in this one episode. Also, this hoodie. I should not have worn this while I was doing a standing reaction. My face is looking a little red. It's hot. Wearing a hoodie in this reaction was a mistake. I'm a little bit sweaty. But I mean, sincerely, this reaction is an hour and 5 minutes. I really got to get to editing. But even like I said, bottom line, I'm going to end it with this. Even like I said, if I'm not a big fan of the fact that the camera came back into play, I love the messages that came about because of it, because of Takopi sacrificing himself. In the end, he didn't really have to do anything for them. Just being there and speaking with them and trying to understand them at the bottom line, like he did with Shizuka in the very end, is what made it count. Just being there for them is what made it count. And if you go back, I think another big part of that message is after Marina killed her mother, she reached out for Takopi. If Takopi had reached out and taken her hand and just been there with her, even if he didn't know the solution, even if he wasn't able to help her, even if all the above, just being there could have saved her from killing herself afterwards. She probably would have gone to juvie or something for killing her mother, but they probably would have looked deeper and found out her mother was abusive and that her mother would have killed her if she had not, and so she probably wouldn't have gotten that much time, all in all. In the end, if Takopi had just been there with her, I just love that messaging, that sometimes there's not a direct solution for things. Sometimes there's not a way you can directly help somebody. Sometimes all the above, you could go down many different options for that kind of thing, but just being there with the people you care about and the people you love and talking to them. So good. The whole message of the show being like, I'm done. I'm gonna keep yapping on and on. I'm just going in circles at this point because I love the messaging of this show. I love it so much. So at this point, my thoughts and my speech is just going in circles. So I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna cut myself short from just yapping on and on for an eternity. Thank you guys for taking this journey with me. Episode 1 of this show is now my second most viewed video ever, which is insane. The rest of the videos are partially my fault because I got them out so late. For episode 1, I didn't have work that day, so I was able to record it and get it out ASAP. But every Friday since then, I've had work, so they're out a lot later in the evening, so they're not reaching as many people because, you know, the episode's been out for hours. People have already gone and watched all the reactions that come out kind of quickly. So sadly, I couldn't get that out, which is my fault. All in all, this show has done incredible, and I'm really have loved the discussions that have gone on in the comment sections. I love hearing what you guys have to think about the show, talking with you guys, because this is really a show that needs to have discussion about it, that needs to have dialogue about it, and things like that. And then talking in the Discord as well. There are a few controversial moments in there, but just talking with everybody about this show and how incredible it is, and you know, the messaging within it, and the things going on episode to episode was so much fun. I had so much fun with this show, no matter how dark, no matter how sad, no matter how whatever it may have been at times. It was incredible. Man, it's so good. I just love how, despite how not absurdly, but incredibly dark this show got from time to time, the messaging is still so positive in the end. Like every message and theme this show tried to convey was nothing but the most positive and very insightful and thoughtful. So good. Anyway, thank you guys for taking this journey with me. This is honestly rivaling Orb for my anime of the year. It's going to be really hard to pick. It is going to be really hard to pick, but this is an easy 10 out of 10 show for me. Even with my complaints about this finale and how things kind of played out in the end, and this finale did feel a little fast-paced, I will say, but even with all of that and how it all played out, this show's a 10 out of 10. I really could care less. This show is incredible. From the OST, the opening and ending, which I'm going to dive into after I edit this video. I'm going to make a recording of that. I'm going to go through and kind of look at the lyrics and things like that, because I've heard they're very tied into what's going on in the show. And then I said the animation, opening and ending, the OST work, the characters, how complex and nuanced they are, Takopi himself and the growth he goes through. So just kind of put those in one kind of overall character writing, and like I said, the themes and messaging of the show. Any more positives to list off? There's probably a ton more that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, and obviously those are very broad positives. You could go into tons of specifics about how incredible the show is, the directing, stuff like that. You could go into so many specifics about how incredible the show is. I have nothing but the most positive things to say, and yeah, I don't think I have too much else to add here. I'm trying to think. You know, I think it's about it for me. So I think that is going to wrap it up for my reaction to... Oh, yeah. No. Final message. The adults are the evil in this show. The adults are awful. But even... What the crazy thing is, even the adults... It's not even a crazy thing. That's the whole message of the show in the first place, is that even the adults have shit going on, too. The husband... Marima's dad feels just kind of like a piece of shit to me, honestly. He cheated on his wife and then, you know, proceeded to wreck their entire marriage and lives because of it. He seems just kind of shitty, but there's probably even a story there, because, you know, everybody has a story. Or maybe, you know, that's the one outlier case. Like I said, 99.98% of people have a story and reasoning behind what happens, like a home situation, a life situation, something's happened, trauma, all of the above, etc., etc. Maybe that's the 0.02% chance that I gave, that someone is just a bad person doing bad things when they have it all, because he had a happy married life, a happy child, all the above, and he tossed it all away. So that might just be one of those instances where that's just a bad person. Anyway, yeah, even the parents, like Azuma's mom was clearly raised to be perfection for... Oops, wow, I haven't touched it in so long, that went away. Anyway, even Azuma's... Azuna. About to watch Call of the Night. No, Azuma's mother has a story there. Her being, you know, a big doctor that she is, she needs perfection, and because of how much she works as a doctor and the perfection she expects led to her making bad parenting mistakes. There's an understanding to be had there as well. Shizuka's mother, I feel like Shizuka's parents are still the ones we got the least backstory on, in all honesty, but something happened between them. We don't really know what it is, but there's a story there too. There's a story everywhere, and that can only be understood if you talk to each other, if you try to figure it out and speak to each other about it. So that's so good, so good. Anyway, I think that is gonna wrap it up for my reaction to Takopi's Original Sin, the finale. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.